It's 1 o'clock. Welcome to the live. Let me see who's going to be at the live today. Looking for my pocketbook. I put all the information for you guys. Hey, hey, hey. Where are all my subscribers? Welcome to the live. Welcome, welcome, guys. Where are you guys today? I'm going to wait for you guys to join the live. Okay, while I wait for you guys, I will get my notes ready. All the notes I gathered for you all. I will get it ready so I can read it off for you guys. Okay. Hi, Preston. Welcome to the live. Hi, Don, Grandma Ferguson. Welcome to the live. My day's good so far. Preston, my day's good. I'm coming live from the farm, but I'm in my vehicle. Everybody's else on the farm doing stuff. Wolfpack. Hi, Wolfpack. Welcome to the live. Hi, Tree. Welcome to the live. I'm on the farm today. Hope you guys can see outside a little bit. I'll show you guys outside after. See, my son is out there. He's going to mow the lawn while I sit in my car. I'm running away from mosquitoes. English. Oops. What happened there? All right. I'm going to wait for a few more people to join before we start. So how is your day, Preston and Don and Try and Wolfpack? How is your day going so far? And where are you watching from? What country? Put your country where you're watching from. And tell me what kind of weather you have there. Right now we're at, I think, 22 degrees. It's really hot with a cool breeze. So we need to wear something like a little sweater. Hi, David. How are you? Thank you. You're so funny, David. Yeah, it's a little bit cool, but it's 21 degrees. What is the temperature where you guys at? You know, is it warm? Is it very, very hot? We've been experiencing a lot of rain for the past 2 days. And then today it's not too bad. Yeah. I'm gonna wait 2 more minutes and then we're gonna start the live. So today's live, we're gonna be talking because on the last live, people wanted to know about moving to Canada, right? So I figure out I'll talk about that first and then I'll talk about remedies after because so much people were interested in like moving to Canada and how to move to Canada and stuff like that, you know? So yeah, I figure I will talk about that. Okay. I'll wait 1 more minute and then we will start to talk about moving to Canada. I did find out a lot of information for people who are asking that. So I went and found lots of information for you guys. And I got information from Immigration Canada, and I got information from my friends from the community just to make sure like people who went through the same process, people who are immigrants and they came here, the process that they went through. I also grabbed some information from my experience, what I went through before, you know, I was able to stay in Canada. And I also got some information for schools and all kind of stuff. So I'm well prepared for you guys for this live, for those of you who wants to know about moving to Canada and all the things that, you know, it entails. All right, so let's get into the topic. So moving into Canada as a single person, the first thing is, how much money do you need to save to moving to Canada as a single person without no family? So if you don't have any kids or anything like that, and you don't have any wife, I think how much money you should come here to Canada with, maybe around $10,000 to $15,000. Oh, you're from Los Angeles. Great. Um, yeah, $10,000 to $15,000 like for the first year. If you're coming here and you're planning to get a job, like if you come with a work visa and you're planning to get a job, that should carry you for like say maybe the first 6 months. So you kind of a little financially stable and have to worry until you get a job, because you can rent a room for between 500 to between 5 and 900 a month. You can rent a room if you by yourself, so you have to rent like a apartment or something like that because it's more expensive, right? So I would say $10,000 to $15,000 to keep you for the first 6 months, and you have you work visa, you know, so you're good while you search around to get the job that you really want. The second thing is, if you come to Canada with your family now, so if you come in not as a single person, but maybe you and your spouse, and you know you don't have any kids, both of you gonna need to save up maybe together, maybe 7,000 each, so maybe about 14,000 between you guys. So again, you have that cushion. You can look for your place you to live, rent a room again, and you know you have that cushion of money until you know you find what you're looking for in terms of jobs and stuff like that. Okay, guys, please give the video a like. Every single person who is in this live, please like the video. Okay, so if you come in with kids, let's say you and your one child or you and two children, you need to save much more money because now you're going to need an apartment, right? You're going to need like a 1 bedroom or a 2 bedroom. And for a 1 bedroom apartment, you can get an apartment for between twelve to $1,500 for a 1 bedroom. And if you're going for like a 2 bedroom, it's like between it's like $1,600. So it's not cheap at all. You understand? So you gotta, you know, work the finances. So if I think I'll say if you come in here with a family, man, you gotta have about maybe 15,000. It depends on how you guys live. You know what I'm saying? It depends on how you eat or whatever. I would say for a family, have about $15,000 for you and your family together, or a little bit more, because you know, unless you come here with a company and you're gonna start work right away, you may not have to worry about that. You know, but I'm just saying, okay, these are the options that if you come into Canada and you come into work, but you know you want to make sure you have like a little bit of money saved so you don't get stuck. Okay, now the second category is if you come to Canada as a student. Now this is a different category because you have to get a student visa. Then you need to find accommodations. You need to find accommodation before you come to Canada as a student. Okay, so you have to look online, whatever, or you can go through the university, but most of the times the spaces are already taken. So you have to really work that out. This is the hardest process coming here as a student. The next thing is you have to pay. Hi, GBLX. Yeah, you have to you come in here as a student, so you're going to pay international fees, so you'll be paying twice the amount. So that's if you come in as a student. Okay, now the next thing we're going to talk about is different ways on how you can come to Canada. So first, I already mentioned you can come as a student, and once you get your degree after 1 year, Canada will guarantee that you get your residency. So you'll be able to stay once you graduate and you have the degree, because they want people to stay here. And once they do their degree, you can apply for residency and stuff. So that's easy. But I mean, you have to choose make sure you choose a program that you like, a 2 year or 3 year program that you'll be able to manage well during that 3 years. Make sure you have a good accommodation, good place to stay, and all that stuff like that. Make sure all that is done packed first before you decide on that, because it's not easy. I have many friends who came here and they had many issues, even if they had money to pay for their tuition, but when it comes to eating food and when it comes to living, like their living arrangement, there was always a problem. So make sure this is taken care of. The next way you can come to Canada is marriage. Okay, so you can marry a Canadian citizen. The person has to be a Canadian citizen or a Canadian permanent resident, and then you have to be married for over 6 months. So you can just marry just like that, okay? And decide that you're going to apply. That doesn't work, because they want to make sure that you guys are really married and that it's not a fake thing, okay? And you guys have to live in the same house. You can't be living over there and she's living over there. Like, you got to get it together, because when you apply and then they decide to put things through for you guys, you have to do an interview, and the interview is what makes a lot of people don't get the papers here. Because like when I talked to many friends when I was gathering out information for you guys, they said like some of them didn't get the papers because the question that they asked them they couldn't answer. Like, they didn't know the family member's name, they didn't know the person's different, ask them different questions about their relatives. They ask them different, personal things, like in the house, what the husband does, which side of the bed he sleeps on, things that he likes. And they don't interview you together. You're interviewed separately in 2 different rooms. So guys, if any one of you plan to come to Canada, make sure it's a real marriage. This is your wife, you love her, your husband, you love him. You know what's going ahead, because you have to pay a fee to get these papers. Some people, they take lawyers, and you're just gonna lose your money. So the marriage thing, be careful with it. Like, don't mess with that marriage thing, because you're gonna lose. The next way you can move to Canada is through a company. So for example, if you're living in Nigeria, any parts of Africa, Europe, USA, and you want to come to Canada, you can apply through a company. Say, let's just make up a company name. Say our company name is, I don't know, Bigfoot or something. A Bigfoot company who sells I don't know, computers or something. I don't know. And you're a fantastic computer tech or whatever, and you want to work for the company. So you apply to the company, you send your resume. They said, okay, yeah, they're gonna hire you, and then after that, some of the companies, they would give you like visas. So you will get the visa if your country required visas, right? They will give you the visa for free, and they'll make an arrangement for you. So for housing and stuff like that, you will get that through the company, and then you'll come here through the company and you would work for that company. And usually it is a contract between 1, 2, or 3 years, right? This is how long the contracts are. And then after the period, say you come to work for a company, it was a 1 year. Then after 1 year, if the company still wants you to work for them, then you will renew the contract, so then you can stay longer in Canada. And then after a year residing in Canada, then you can start to apply for residency in Canada after 1 year. So you can do that. But of course, you have to get all your paperwork and all that kind of stuff and things like that. Sometimes some companies, they sponsor you, meaning that they do all the paperwork for you and pay the fees for you, because you're a valuable person in the company and they want you to stay to work for the company. So they do that for you. So this is a good way. Many people do that, but you really have to be a skilled person, and you have to be that person that, kind of extraordinary, where they can't find that person in Canada to work for them. So you're the only solution. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're the solution. So they need you. So yeah. So you can go that route also. All right. The next way is through refugee. So if you're a refugee, meaning that you come from a war country, like right now we have war fighting in the Middle East and all that kind of stuff. If you come here as a refugee, and I'm telling you, the refugees, they get a lot of privileges. Before I moved to this farm, on the other place where I lived in my other house, there was a refugee place there, and I knew some people from there. We did some outreach programs there with the people there, and they have like a huge place with many different apartments, and they just get most of the things are for free. They get free rent. They get the government give them some allowances, a couple of $100 so they can take care of themselves and stuff like that. They help them go out in the community and do different jobs and stuff like that. So it's not, I wouldn't say it's an easy thing because I don't think anybody wants to be a refugee, but the government of Canada kind of makes it easy for the refugee to come here and kind of relax themselves and have a little peace before they start to apply and for different status within the country. So as a refugee, yeah, but your country has to be like a war torn, or you run away from something, from ill treatment, maybe somebody hurt you, different things. There's a standard. If you go on the website of Canada, then you would see what is the requirements for you to be a refugee in Canada. Okay. The next way you can come to Canada is through like a special skill. So special skill is like something that is really needed and you have that skill and they can't find somebody here in Canada to do it. For example, like say like a brain scan tech, or like a special specialist for eyes, dealing with special tissues in the eye. So if you're a specialist for that from a different country, then you can apply through that specialist skill, and then the company who wants that employee, then they will hire you through that. And again, you don't have to worry about the process of the visa. If you have to get a visa for your country, the place to stay, they would take care of all of that. So that's another way. The next way, you can come through the nanny service. And the nanny service program is a 2-year program. And the nanny service goes for different countries, have that nanny service program. So it depends on the country that you're coming from. You will look and see what does your country entails for you. Some places like the Philippines, they have a whole system for the Philippines, people who come from the Philippines, and their contract is usually 2 years. So you get into the program. Say, for example, if I want a nanny from the Philippines, I get a nanny, she signed a contract for 2 years, and she comes to stay with me in my house. And, she look after my kids and, help me, whatever I want her to do in terms of looking after the house, housekeeping and all that kind of stuff. And then after 2 years, then the contract is finished and I can sponsor her because she was my nanny for 2 years. I can sponsor her so she can get residency in Canada, or she can do her own sponsorship process because she's been here for 2 years. So yeah, you can look into that based on your countries. Not every country is the same. So if you're from a different country, you have to look what are the requirements for your country. But I'm just saying you for the Philippines because I looked that up. Okay. The next one, you can come here as a sex worker. This is crazy, right? So you can come here as a sex worker, meaning that you can be a prostitute or you can be like a club dancer. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that's the next way you can come here. And from what I understand is it's not very difficult to come here as a sex worker. Okay, so that's that's that. And yeah, so basically this is some of the ways that you can come here to Canada. And if you get married to somebody in Canada, and the easiest way to get your papers is if you have kids. So say example, you're American, like GBLX. He's American. Are you say GBLX married to somebody and they're Canadian, and or David, you know, and you guys have a kid, who is like the kid, you have a kid, then it's easy because they want the child to be with the family. They want the family to be together. So they'll kind of give you papers quick. From what I understand is some people, they got their papers in 6 months, those who have kids, because they want the families to unite. So that's I'm just throwing that out there for you guys, okay? I'm not telling you to go and have kids, get married to somebody, but that's the way people do it because Canada want families to be together. So if you're the Canadian and you marry a girl in America and she have a child for you, Canada will give you the papers quite early because they want you to, to be with your wife and your kid and stuff like that. All right, guys? So that's basically some of the ways I found that for you guys, how you can live in Canada, come to Canada, what criteria you can come to Canada. Somebody was asking me the last time, like if they have degrees already from another country, um, like how does it work? So in my case, I had to get an evaluation when I came here years ago. So you have to pay for your degree to be evaluated by Canada so they can agree if your degree is worth it, you know. And if they think that your degree is okay, and then you can get the job. And if your degree is not, then they ask you to do some other courses, what they want you to do in relation to the degree that you have. Or if you want to apply to, say for example, you come here and you already have a degree in business and then you want to come and do another degree here, then they will evaluate your business degree. So if you want to stay in the same field, they'll evaluate your business degree, and then you can go to a college, and then you can do, like, say if you want to do a master's or something in a same like business related area, then maybe you don't have to do all of the courses, or sometimes you have to do like maybe half of the year because the degree that you have kind of have courses I already did before, so you don't have to do it again. So that's an advantage. So when I was doing a second degree here in Canada, because I already had one degree, the second degree that I wanted to do, I ended up not doing all the courses because some of the courses that I had from the first degree was related to the second degree. So that's a way of kind of getting to do a second degree and kind of getting your feet wet quicker if you come here and they say, okay, you can't use your degree, okay? Like you can't use the degree like it is. So there's a lot of, tricks and things here in Canada. So also when you come as a student, somebody was asking me about getting um money from the government as a student. If you come as an international student, you cannot apply for any bursary. You have to be a permanent resident of Canada or a Canadian citizen to get any money per se from the government for school. You have to pay everything out of pocket. We who are Canadian citizens and we want to go to school in Canada, we can get loans and bursaries and stuff to help us out. But international students, they can't get that. Except if you're a refugee, except if you're a refugee, they have some programs where you can get money as a refugee. They will help you. Like right now in Quebec, you can go to school to learn French for free if you're a refugee. And you can also go into this program called PSW. So you can go into the PSW program for free and you'll get a degree because you're a refugee. So that's some of the programs that they have right now. I know they have some others, but I didn't look deeply into it, and I don't like to give information that I'm not sure about. But there's some other programs that you can also take. Some of them are hospital and medicine related, like orderly and stuff like that, working in the hospital. And but I'm not sure if it's totally paid because I didn't, like I said, I didn't read up too much, or I didn't ask about these things. So guys, so was this information helpful to you guys? Tell me a yes or no in the comments. Tell me if there's some information that was good, that you wanted, if you learned something. I'm waiting. Did I satisfy your curiosity about coming to Canada, and if you want to come to Canada? Oh, something else I didn't mention was also, if you want to come to Canada and live in Canada, you have to also find out if the country that you're coming from, if they allow dual citizenship. Okay, So some countries, they don't allow dual citizenship. That means you only have to have one citizenship. So if, say for example, my country, Grenada, right? We can have dual citizenship, right? So I can be a citizen of Grenada, which is my country of birth, and then I'm a citizen of Canada, so I can have that. But some other countries, you cannot have that. You have to give up one. You have to give up your citizenship of your original country and keep the other one that you're gonna apply for, or you just remain a resident in the other country, a resident, and then you keep your original country of birth. So it's up to you. Some people, they give up their country of birth residency and they keep the other one that they're applying for. So also you have to know about that. This is very, very important. So I don't know if you come from a country from the Middle East like Iran or Iraq or something like that. I don't know what's the criteria for there. If you can have dual citizenship, you have to find out about that, because you know that may be something that you want to think about. Do you want to give up your citizenship of the place that you were born in? Do you want to keep this new citizenship? You know what I mean? It's important. You have to find that out. Okay. All right. So let's move on, because the next thing I want to talk about is some herbalism. Let's talk about some medications and stuff that you can make at home when you're sick, because we know, right, that we all get sick at some point, and we want to have some natural things that we can use at home, and we really don't have to, go to the doctors and everything like that. And there are a lot of natural remedies that can be used, but people are not aware of it. And one of the things that I do as a person in my community, and I've been doing that for years, is spread knowledge about how to make natural stuff. And you can check out my website, www.rusticandclassic.com, and you can see I sell a lot of natural soaps and natural products for the skin and the hair. So let's talk about colds and flu, because mostly everybody catch a cold and flu, okay? So a natural remedy that you can use for cold and flu is mullein. So mullein is a plant that grows wild here. I have it on my farm here. It's growing all over the place. And you can boil mullein with spearmint, peppermint, spearmint, chocolate mint, any mint like that. And you can leave it overnight, so it can just infuse itself to become a little bit more potent. And then you can add some honey and you can drink that. But one thing I must tell you, mullein has some little hairs on the leaves. So if you are planning to drink mullein, make sure you strain it well. Use like a, how do you call that? Like a cloth, like a cotton cloth, and then you can strain it out, because those little hairs, they tend to get stuck in the throat and they will tickle your throat if you don't strain it very, very well. So that's a good way of getting rid of the hairs. And this will work awesome for coughs and cold. I will take you all out there to see I'll take you out there to see the mullein plant and see what it looks like. So let me take you guys outside and show you what the mullein plant looks like. And as you guys can see, I'm at the farm. Let's walk. Let's take a walk and I'll show you all what the plant looks like. Yeah, let's go see. I'm also going to show you guys my chickens. My chickens are out here and they are very, very happy. So yeah, look at these chickens. Say hello. Hi, chickies. Hello. Hello, chickies. Hello, chickies. So guys, we're on the farm and these are my chickens. And yeah, so I want to show you what the mullein plant look like. It is very, very nice plant. So this is what the mullein plant looks like. It's right here. So this mullein plant is flowering and you can use the flowers to make a nice oil for your hair. And this is what the mullein plant look like. And this is a plant that you want to use to boil to make a tea. And this is very good for respiratory health. And any any plant that is good for respiratory health is good for coughs and cold. And this mullein plant, you can actually dry the leaves and store it, and then whenever you have a cough or a cold or something like that, then you can boil it, and it works really well. It helps the cough to go away, and it helps you to get better much faster than anything. So I grow a lot of this mullein plant, and I dry them. Actually, after this live, I'm going to be making a video showing you all how I pick this thing and I'll take it home and dry it. All right, so that is the mullein plant, and everybody knows what mint looks like. Another plant I want to show you guys out here. Oh, let me show you this big mullein plant. Look how large this one is inside my greenhouse. Look at the leaves. The leaves are incredibly big. You see that? Look at this mullein plant, guys. This is so incredible, right? So incredible. Another plant that you can use for your herbal concoctions for cold is this plant here. It's nettle. You see this nettle plant here? She is amazing. Nettle, let me turn around here so you guys can see. So nettle plant is awesome. It contains a lot of iron, potassium, magnesium, and all kinds of good stuff that is good for the body. It is good for the liver, the lungs. It is good for respiratory issues. It is good for skin problems. So mullein, not mullein. Oh my goodness, what am I saying? So mullein is good for that too, but nettle is amazing for that. And nettle is considered like a superfood. So this is so amazing. So you can mix these two together and they will be super duper. A next plant that you can use is raspberry. So you can add a raspberry, this raspberry leaves here. You can add them. See much raspberry? These raspberry leaves are just very prolific. And then another thing you can add is grape leaves. Okay? And grape leaves, it's just very soothing for the throat. So you can add all these things in your concoctions when you are making medicine. You can also make a syrup. So you can add a lot of herbs together and you can make a syrup. And this syrup, you can put like, you brew the tea and then you add sugar, you boil it, and then you make a delicious syrup. And this syrup, you can store it. And every time you're sick, you have a cough or you have a cold, you can just add some syrup in hot water. And then, yeah, that would be very amazing for your cough, or, you know, especially if you have like this deep rattling cough, you know, and sometimes you have a cough, it's so rattling, like when you cough, it hurts your chest. Those kind of coughs are the coughs that you want to get rid of really quickly, and that kind of make you feel kind of fatigued and kind of tired. So you really want to make some good herbal medicine using these herbs. So mullein, this is number one. Okay, number one for cough and cold and any respiratory problem that you're having. I don't do without this plant. Okay, mullein. See, now I want to tell you guys about some myth about mullein. Okay, some people say that you can have mullein as toilet paper. Guys, let me tell you something. Do not use mullein as toilet paper. Okay, you see these tiny little things that are on the plant right here? See these tiny little things that are here? If you ever wipe your bum with this mullein thingy, you'll be scratching your bum forever and ever. It will itch your bum. Do not wipe your bum with this, okay? I know there's a lot of herbalists out there. People say, okay, mullein is like a toilet paper. Do not use this plant for toilet paper, okay? Yes, it's soft. It's soft to the skin and everything like that. Ugh. See, I just rest on my face and can feel one little spike already went right into my cheek. So that's not a good idea. Oh my goodness. There's a tiny, see, I have a tiny little spike. Oh my gosh, I gotta get that out. I can't even see it. Oh my goodness. You see what I mean? Okay, I'm on this live here and I prove a point to you guys. Do not wipe your bum with Newland, please. You'll be scratching and itching and you have little spikes of things on your bum. You know, it'll go into your skin and it will irritate you. All right, guys. So yeah. So this is basically the live and this is what I wanted to talk to you about. And I hope this live was informative. I hope you guys, glean something from this live. So, thanks for watching, you all. And I will see you in the next live. And in the next live, we'll talk about some other stuff. Okay? You'll see what the live is about. And yeah, we'll just do that on the next live. Okay? So, I'll leave the live running for another 10 minutes. So, if you guys want to talk among yourself or, yeah, you can do that. So now sometimes I close the live. When I close the live, but people still want to talk. So yeah. Oh, guys, I wanted to ask you if you have any like special remedies that you use for colds and flu in your country. If you have any, like names of certain things that you use, you can put it right down there in the comment so other people can see it. And maybe you can tell us how you prepare it, how you make it, and stuff like that. Any special plant or herb. I know back home in the Caribbean, we use soursop leaves for colds. We also use ginger. We use something called black sage. It's a sage, like it's a different variety of sage. We use that too. This works excellent. If you start to cough or something like that, and you um, drink black sage, it really helps the cough to go away. We also drink like something called wild onion. It's like an onion and it looks like an onion, but the leaves are just bigger than the regular onions and it's flat and smooth at the top. But you have to dig that up and then wash it well. And then you crush it with the mortar and the pestle. And then you put that to boil for like 5 or 6 minutes. And then you strain it out. It becomes very slimy in a way like okra. And you drink that. And once you drink it, it makes you cough a lot and then it makes you throw up. And then all the phlegm that is inside of you, it it get rid of it. So they usually do that for kids back home who wheezing or people who are just wheezing a lot and they have a lot of phlegm inside their lungs. They do that. And yeah, I I I drink a lot of that when I was a kid when I have colds. I hated that thing so much. It was just incredible. I just hated it so much. So yeah, but this is a very, very good medicine for cold. It is called the green wild onion. It grows like wild in my country all over the place. So if you live in Grenada, you can I guarantee you can find this wild broadleaf onion anywhere you go in the mountainside or just on people's land and stuff like that. Yeah. And there's another plant that we call shadow benny. It grows like low to the ground and then it has some like it looks like prickles, but it's not prickles. It's just kind of serrated, prickle looking edges. And it smells very sweet. I think it's from the family of the mint. It smells very nice. People use it to season their meat and stuff like that. I even saw some Asian stores sell it. I haven't seen it in years and years here in Canada, but I just recently saw it in some Asian stores. And this is really, really awesome for coughs and colds and flu. So if you guys have anything that you use in your specific country for cough and cold and flus, natural remedies, so you don't have to go to the doctor, just for a cough and cold, things that work really fast, please type it down there. And also some remedies for kids. Now, one thing that we use for small children is mint. We use mint for small children. We use soursop. I know everybody knows what is soursop. So the leaves of the soursop, we use that for small children. Now, nutmeg, we also use that for small children, but the nutmeg leaves, not the nutmeg itself. So you can get some nutmeg leaves and you could mix the nutmeg leaves, the dry leaves and not when I say dried, when the nutmeg leaves look kind of yellow on the tree, you want to pick these ones because the yellow looking nutmeg leaf, they they are we use as a sedative. It makes you very sleepy, especially small children, it makes them sleepy. And we use the green one also. So you mix them together and then you add cinnamon leaf. And we have a tree we call Borden. It's similar to bay leaf, it's similar to bay leaf, but it's just very strong scented. It smells really, really amazing. So we mix that up together and we give it to small kids when they have cold, like say small kids under 4 years old, small kids like that. And we add a little bit of honey inside of it with some lemon and we give them to drink. So because kids under one, I know in Canada here, they said not to give them any honey under one, but yeah, so you can do that. But that's what we do in our country, and these things work well. And these are remedies that have been there for generations and generations, and these things have been given to kids from generation to generation. And I'm telling you, they work. Okay, so the plant is called Borden. It looks like bay leaf. Then you put some honey, you and then you put the nutmeg leaves. A lot of people are familiar with the nutmeg itself, but they're not familiar with the leaves of the nutmeg. The nutmeg leaves is very good. It's a mild sedative, it's soothing, and it's very, very good for coughs and colds. So yeah. So all right. So I will leave the live to run for 5 more minutes and you guys can chat among yourself and then I will come and shut the live down. I'll hydrate myself in the meanwhile. Okay, guys. I thank you all for watching. Thank you, David. Thanks, GBLX. Thanks, Wolfpack. Thanks, Preston. Thanks, Don. Thank you guys for joining today. I appreciate all of you for coming. I hope you guys learned something from this live, and I'll see you in the next live. Bye. I'll leave the live to run so you guys can chat among yourself. Want to get some fresh air? Wow, amazing. I'm not done. It's so warm. It's super duper hot. All right, guys. Goodbye. I'll see you in the next live.